Indiana has defeated the Chicago Sky 71-70, guys. It was an ugly game, but it was a close game. But ultimately, the Indiana Fever did what they needed to do to get the win. And guys, the game is over. That is the end of the game. Marina Mabrey had a chance to tie up the game, but she choked at the free throw line, and we see the result. We see the result is that the Indiana Fever end up winning the game by 1 point, guys, by 1 point. Guys, the final score is 71, Chicago Sky, 70, the Indiana Fever. The Chicago Sky really did miss Diamond and Shields in this game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. On the defensive end, absolutely. But ultimately, the Indiana Fever get the job done. They played a pretty decent game. And they got a win in a game that they shouldn't have won. But what it takes is hard work, determination, grit, and the luck of the draw, honestly. And that's what the Indiana Fever had. You had players step up today for the Indiana Fever. It starts, in my opinion, it starts with NaLyssa Smith. NaLyssa Smith did a good job today. She had 17 points in this game, 9 rebounds. Really did look good. She had 2 steals in this one. NaLyssa Smith, off the bat, she did what she needed to do. On the both offensive and defensive side. Yes, that last foul on her, yes, that was a blunder. But other than that, it was a good game.
But Marina bailed out by not making that second one.
Yeah. So NaLyssa Smith did a really good job today. Kelsey Mitchell, really phenomenal job today. She had 18 points in this one. She had that alley-oop layup that really did give Indiana the momentum to finish out the game with the win. She did her thing. She really did. Caitlin Clark also did her thing. Almost with a double-double in this one. She had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. She missed a lot of shots. Her shot was not falling at all. But even if your shot's not falling, that doesn't mean it's over.
Right.
You can still get your teammates involved, and that's what she did.
She sure did.
That is absolutely what she did in this game. She got her teammates involved. She stayed on the court. And she had 5 turnovers, which, not great, but not as bad as we've seen this year. This is a Indiana team that barely they didn't play their bench that much, right? Erica Wheeler played the most out of the bench production. They only have 5 points off the bench for the Indiana Fever. It was the starters that did the majority of the work for this team. And that's the ball game. That's what happens. That is absolutely what happens. And guys, I do want to just show you all the box score so you can see it for yourself. Now guys, here's kind of how things kind of shaped out for this game. The first quarter it was pretty close, but from the get-go, Indiana finished the quarter with the lead. And, second quarter, pretty evenly matched. Third quarter, pretty evenly matched. The fourth quarter, the Chicago Sky, yes, we did outscore them in that fourth quarter, but we still lose. Why? Because they made shots. They hustled more, and we didn't. And that's the score, guys. That is absolutely the score. In terms of bench points, yeah, we did our thing. 33 bench points for the Chicago Sky. Which is good, right? But it wasn't enough because the starters weren't doing much of anything for the Chicago Sky.
Nope.
Yes, the bench players were doing stuff. Mainly Kennedy Carter was scoring, and Kamilla was scoring as well. But again, not enough because the starters were not doing a good job in this game. In terms of turnovers, 15 turnovers for the Chicago Sky. 11 for the Indiana Fever. And then points off turnovers. Yes, we win the points off of turnovers game, but again, that's not enough.
Right.
Not enough. And guys, I am a huge fan of Teresa Weatherspoon, but I think she dropped the ball on this one. She should have taken out Dana Evans, but she was probably thinking, well, we need the scoring, and Dana can score, and Lindsey Allen can't.
But taking care of the ball was more important.
Yes. So in terms of points, Christy Wallace, 10 points. Nalissa Smith, 17. Aliyah Boston, 10. Though her impact is way more than 10 points. Way more than 10 points. I think Aliyah Boston really did save the game for this Indiana Fever team. Kelsey Mitchell had 18 in this one. Caitlin Clark, as I said earlier, had 11. Grace Berger was in the game, but she didn't play very well, so she got put on the bench. But for the Chicago Sky, Michaela Onyenwere did get the start for the Sky, but it was clear from the get-go that Michaela Onyenwere was not the player we needed, so she barely played.
Is she the only other player that they would switch out for Diamond?
Yeah. Because they both play the small forward role. You can put Kennedy in there. But
they need Kennedy off the bench.
Yeah, but also Michaela and Diamond has the height that Kennedy doesn't. But Diamond was out sick today. She non-COVID illness for those who don't know. But Angel Reese, she was getting rebounds, including a whopping 8 rebounds, but quite a few of those rebounds were on her own miss. And that's something that we've seen in college, but she wasn't making the buckets that she needed to make. And that's the result of this game. Mm-hmm. And we needed her to make shots.
Yeah. Again,
2 of 9 in this game. 2 of 9. 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Makes another free throw, we're tied. This is a game. Elizabeth Williams, horrible game. I don't know what was going on with Elizabeth Williams. She played bad. Really, really bad in this one. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, Mom, what do you think about Elizabeth Williams?
I told you, I don't understand how you could play so fantastic the previous game, and even where you get the player of the game, and then you play this horrible today. Mm-hmm.
Against the Sparks, she was dominant.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Now,
is it that they think, oh, we got this, and so it don't matter how we play? Is it a mental breakdown? Yeah. Possible when they think they got a team, they play differently versus when they know they have to play hard. Mm-hmm. It's a mental thing. Oh, we got to play hard, because if we don't play hard, we won't win this. But we got this, so we don't play as hard. That's a bad. I think it's a mental thing.
It seems that way.
She only had 2 points.
2 points.
2 points.
2 points in this one. Only 5 rebounds. Angel Reese led in rebounds with 13. Marina Mabry, she had an off game. Yeah, she ends up with 15 points, but really, really off game.
Yeah.
Really, really off game. Her shots just were not falling like they normally do. Mm-hmm. And there were some hustle plays that she just
gave up.
She gave up. And guys, we are Sky fans, but we are realistic. We actually know the game, right? Mm-hmm. And if someone's not playing right, if someone's messing up, we're gonna call it out. And for Marina, she didn't have a good game. She's playing pretty poorly the entire game.
Yep.
Booker B, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, glad to see Kamilla back. We need to go back to the drawing board. My ideal starting lineup is Lindsay, Marina, Diamond, and if healthy, and Angel and Kamilla. So here's the thing, Booker B. While Dana Evans, in my opinion, did not have a good game, I would not put her off the bench.
Right.
I think Dana has earned a starting spot, and I think it's going to take a lot more for her to lose that starting spot.
Right.
So yes, towards the end of the game, I was saying yes, take out Dana Evans for Lindsey Allen. However, I don't think Lindsey Allen is the starter for the Sky.
No.
I think it's still Dana, because Dana does provide that shooting
and defense.
That full court defense that the Sky needs.
Right.
Yes, she does need to get better at passing. Yes, there were times when the posts were open and she didn't pass it to him. Absolutely. But that is not enough to have her not start for the Sky. So I do believe that Dana Evans is PG1 for this year. I absolutely do believe that. But we do need more from her in terms of her overall court vision. Mm-hmm. It's not like she played terrible. She didn't. She really didn't. She had 12 points. She had fantastic defense in this game. 5 of 11 from shooting. Like, so it's not that bad. It's just the stuff that she should have done that she didn't do. That to me is problematic. She took care of the ball, so that's not the problem. It's there are times when there are slivers of opportunity in the post, and you don't give them the ball. And to me, that's a thing. Like, Dana Evans is a shooting guard that's trying to be a point guard. She's doing a pretty decent job at it, but there's something about vision that a point guard has that Dana does not have, and like, and that's something that.
But she had it before.
No, she didn't. She never had it.
Well, when I say she had it before, in last season, she did good.
She did good because she wasn't the point guard.
She was a shooting guard.
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot.
She would come in and play the point guard position at times, but like they brought her in to shoot.
Right, because that was the reason.
But
right.
Now her role has changed. Now she's PG1. So now you got to you're in charge of controlling the flow, of getting your teammates involved, and all that stuff.
So maybe Teaspoon needs to reiterate that to her of what her real job on the floor is, especially initially from the start of the game. Like when she pulls out and put Lindsay in, Lindsay is the guard. But when she brings both of them in together, Lindsay is going to be the guard and she's going to be the shooting guard, right? Because it was one time in the last game she put both of them in together.
Yeah, but I don't think she did that today.
No, she didn't do it today.
That actually would have been nice to have done that. But again, I chalk this game up to coaching. I really do. Like, I'm a big fan of Teaspoon. I think she's going to work wonders with this team. But to me, I think she made some mistakes. I think she made some mistakes in terms of the players who were in at the end of the game. And also just sort of like throughout the game. I think we should have saw Lindsay Allen play a lot more. Mm-hmm. We should have seen
maybe even Turner got in a little bit.
Nah.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think she would have been able to help?
No. Brianna Turner's going to ride the bench for the rest of the year. We only needed her because Kamilla was hurt. Brianna, no. Mm-mm. No.
I thought she had more defense though. No, she don't have any offense.
But you needed both, though.
But I'm saying at one point they were not doing good on defense. So just for a few minutes, just to see if she could have changed the game.
I disagree.
I think that she should have changed a few things.
Well, maybe she could have tried it just to see.
Even for a couple minutes, just to see if that could make a difference.
Yeah.
And them not getting up and down the floor, because they were getting up and down the floor at will.
Yeah.
And that was the issue. Hey.
I mean, maybe instead of putting Elizabeth Williams back in the game towards the end, you could have brought Breezy in, sure.
Because Elizabeth Williams
wasn't doing nothing. Yeah,
she wasn't giving us no points.
So maybe, yeah. Okay, I hear you, Mama. I hear you, Mama. Guys, if you all could please hit that like button, because don't y'all love this commentary between me and Mama? We gotta talk about this game. We don't always agree with everything, agree about everything, but we have a discussion. And if you all are enjoying this, please hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot when you all can hit that like button. Also, guys, if you all can make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And if you are watching this on Twitter, if you all could hit that like button and hit that follow button on Twitter. All right. Let's kind of wrap up this conversation. But I think we do have a super chat that came in. Thank you to Des Vintage, who gave a super chat. Says Carter, Mabry, Reese, and Kamilla needs to start. Yeah. Michael says, bring in the Globetrotter Alexis Morris. Oh, that'd be a disaster. I like Alexis Morris. Don't get me wrong.
Where's she at now?
She playing and one. She was a Harlem Globetrotter. She was signed with and one.
Oh.
So she's just. I don't think she'll ever play professional, like actual professional women's basketball again. She was teammates with Angel Reese. All right. Drizzy Dez, thank you so much, says Notre Dame has been costing some games. Enrique, now Marina. Dana Evans better get ready to learn Russian. Well, Drizzy Dez, I mean, but you do know that basically all players in the W play overseas. Dana Evans plays for a team called Besiktas. They are, I forgot what country they're in, but they're in Europe. So I don't know if the Dana Evans needs to learn Russian thing was a dig or like what that was, but they all play overseas. So yeah, Besiktas is a Turkish team. That's where Dana Evans plays at. Again, Dana Evans still in my mind is the starting point guard for this team. I just think they should have made Teaspoon should have made a change at the towards the end of this game, and she didn't. And that's what happened, you know. So I don't know if that was a dig or not, but yeah. A lot of WNBA teams have learned Russian because they were in Russia. Candace was in Russia. Brianna Stewart, Dinah Taurasi. Basically, all the who's who of women's basketball players, they all played in Russia. Right now, not anymore because
of the season.
Well, no, because of when that happened to Brittany Griner, they all left.
Oh, nobody's going to Russia.
So no one's going to Russia right now. They're all going to like Turkey or China or like somewhere else. But yeah. Anyway, Booker B, thank you so much for the super chat. Says ESPN sent a notice titled "Clark Gets the Last Laugh." That's funny. That is funny.
Well, this was what they wanted anyway.
Yeah.
But they didn't play the game. The Chicago Sky just didn't play the game they needed to play to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line.
I agree. Thank you so much for you. Says Quita is over 400 likes. Let's get her to 500. Please hit that like button. Yes. Please hit that like button, guys. That would be very, very helpful. Carmela says, I get what Mama is saying. She's saying it for nothing else. The change of the momentum and the tempo, even if it would have been just like for like 2 minutes. Yeah. Michaela says, Quita don't know the jokes. I guess I don't. I don't know. Selfmade Rich says Carter needs to start. I am willing to lobby about this. Well, I will say if Diamond's still out with a non-COVID illness, yes, next game Kennedy Carter needs to start. Absolutely. But if Diamond's back, I say
Diamond has to start.
Yeah, because Diamond provides defense.
Yes.
And that's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, Diamond's not going to score like that, and she's not that efficient and whatnot. But yeah,
we would have won the game if Diamond was in the game.
I think so. Yeah, mm-hmm. If Diamond would have started instead of Michaela Onyenwere, yes. Yeah, we would have won the game. Yeah. Let's see. Who Who else we got to talk about? We already talked about Dana Evans a little bit. She had 12 points in this one. She had 4 assists, 4 rebounds. So she was passing the ball, but it's more of the missed opportunities, not so much of not taking care of the ball, because she does take care of the ball. That's for sure. But Kennedy Carter,
19 points,
led the squad. 19 points. Yeah,
off the bench.
Yeah, and 6 assists. Because did you guys notice in this game that it was Kennedy Carter who was looking for the post? She was actively looking for the post. And look, she still scored 19 points. So it proves
you can still get your points and feed the ball. So Dana shouldn't be worried about that. Feed the post.
Mm-hmm. Feed the post. Feed the post. Because that's what this team is. This is not a guard team.
Right.
In order for this team to win, the post got to make some stuff happen. Right? And certain teams have certain things, right? So like the Phoenix Mercury, they're a team that is all about the guard play, right? It's either Kalia Copper or Diana Taurasi or Sophie Cunningham, or one of them that's doing something, because Brittany Griner's out. They got Natasha Mack starting. Like, they're not a post team. So in order for them to win, the guards have to go off. For the Sky, we need to ensure that for the future, it's not this type of box score. Mm-mm. You don't need it. I don't think this is helpful for you to have the guards basically scoring all the points for the Sky. Mm-hmm.
Not when you have bigs.
Yeah. Once Kamilla gets fully healthy.
Yes.
Move Elizabeth Williams to the bench. And almost every single play.
Feed the post.
You need to kind of play like how look at what Dawn Staley ran with Kamilla. Mm-hmm. And yes, it's not the same thing. College and WNBA is different, but the idea that you're going to the post first, mm-hmm. and you're going from the post and then you're going out, that's what the Sky needs to do, mm-hmm. going forward. That's our pathway to victory. It's not let me dribble, let me do a step back, and I'm a splash that in your face. Even though Marina Mabrey can hit that stuff, even though Dana Evans can hit that stuff, if all you are doing is relying on that, what happens if those shots don't work?
Right.
What happens if you have an off game? It's fine to have an off game, mm-hmm. but if all you're relying on is you being able to shoot from the 3-point line and whatnot, you're screwed. Mm-hmm. You're absolutely screwed. The Chicago Sky, they make 2 3-pointers today. 2 3-pointers. They shot 16% from the 3. 16%. The Indiana Fever weren't that much better, but they were at least 6 of 25, 24%, so better. That messes up.
Because they were not relying on the 3-pointer.
They were getting
Caitlin
was
she was off on her 3-pointer, so that's the only 3-pointer they're relying on. They ain't relying on everybody else's 3-pointer.
Yeah, because they can get the ball in the paint.
Right.
You also have guards that can get in the paint. Kelsey Mitchell scoring in the paint.
Yeah, she was. Right at the circle.
Yeah.
She's right there. It's like every time, that's what she wants.
Booker B says Twitter is calling Angel a dirty player for Clark's flop. See, the thing is, Twitter is not real life, guys. That was a severe flop, mm-hmm. by Caitlin Clark.
Yes, it was.
Yes, Angel Reese extended her arm, but it is no way that extension is going to cause her to fall like that. It was a complete flop. But people gonna call, Angel all these names. Because again, there are certain people on the internet who only, and it's fine to come through the games through Caitlin. I think that's fantastic. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenal player. But there are certain people who are always looking for a reason to call Caitlin a victim of something. And Caitlin Clark is not a victim. She doesn't want you to see her as a victim. She is not. She is a straight up baller.
Yes, she is.
She's a baller that's going to talk trash, that's gonna show you up and drain threes in your face and all this other stuff. And that's what she's supposed to do, man. That's what she's supposed to do. So all these people, I know when I go on Twitter, I'm gonna see it. There's a lot of people who they want to say all this stuff about everybody that Caitlyn faces. Caitlyn's a big girl. She's 22. I mean, she's not that old, but she's a baller. She wants to play. She wants to play hard, and she don't want you to take it easy on her. All right?
Because that's not who she is.
That's not who she is. Yes, she gonna complain to the refs, and which she should.
Well, on that play,
that Kennedy Carter play, yeah,
that was a different play.
That was absolutely uncalled for by Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter should have got a flagrant for that one. She didn't, but she should have got. She should have got one. Absolutely. That Angel one, that was good. No call.
No,
that wasn't a foul.
No.
So good no call.
And I'm just the flop thing just gets on my nerves. It's just,
Mama, it's the game. It happens in the NBA. But
when Angel got neck choke by Thomas, like a horse collar. It was like, what in the world? She literally, I was like, now that's what you call a flagrant foul for.
Yeah, it was a flagrant too. Yeah.
And remember, she got tossed from the game, but that's when somebody really, they're gonna fall. That ain't no play thing, But a lot of this stuff, I'm sick of seeing it. We see it in the NBA all the time. They do a lot more flopping than the WNBA. But some of our players have learned to do it in the WNBA as well, and it just takes away from the game. It takes away from the game. Let's play the game. Let the refs do the refs' job. Let them do their job. Let them call a foul that's an actual foul. And then I'm glad there was no reviews in this game.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of the reviews too. Everybody want to review. Come on. Just play the game. The refs are not going to get every call right. We already know that. We know some of them are unfair. We already know that. But some things are just slowing down the game for no reason. That didn't happen in today's game, but I'm watching all the games, and that's what I'm saying when I'm saying. So you all hear me ranting. I'm sorry. But I'm just, and then I'm sick of players saying that wasn't no foul. You fouled that player. Why are you saying there wasn't no foul? You looking like that wasn't no foul, so you never supposed to get fouled. It's like, what? It's craziness. Craziness.
Y'all, Mama got little things about the game that bothers her.
Yeah.
And those are some of those things where Mama can go on for a long time.
I did go on a rant. I'm sorry.
No, but rants are cool. I like rants. I like rants. But you are not a fan of flopping at all.
I am not.
I am, in general, I don't mind it either way. But as a Sky super fan, I don't like when other teams are flopping against us. But in general, I'm just like, it's a part of the game. The refs never call it, so it's like, why not flop if the refs aren't going to call it?
But they do call it a foul a lot of times when they flop.
I know. I'm saying. It is now against the rules to flop in the WNBA. They made that rule, I think, last year, and to this day, I have yet to see someone get called for flopping. To this day,
that's why they're going to continue to do it.
That's why they continue. Yeah, same thing in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Players flop. I actually think they flop way more in the NBA than
they do. That's what I said.
That's the WNBA. They don't flop as much as the NBA. You watch the NBA.
They flopping all the time, and the star players are the main ones doing it.
Oh, they call LeBron the flop.
Yeah, he always used to do it. That's like,
that's what he do.
Get yourself up, boy. Like, ain't nothing wrong with you, and nobody touched you.
That's what players do, and they get away with it. Mm-hmm. Repeat Tour, aka Michael, thanks so much for the super chat. Says Carter/Cardoso is going to be the best combo with Mabry there to nail the open shots. That's the formula, in my opinion. I actually think that's a cool formula.
I like that.
I think it's a cool formula right there.
I like that.
Let's see. Futuristic says, stop with the cope. Fever won, Clark won. I mean, yeah, they won. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't either.
We don't have no problem with it. It happened, and we understand.
The Indiana Fever was the better team,
right?
And in my opinion, the better team should win, and they did.
Right.
The Sky didn't deserve to win. Sky played like crap. They play horrible. They did not deserve to win. So yes, Caitlin Clark, Nalissa Smith, Kelsey Mitchell, Aliyah Boston, and the Indiana Fever beat the Chicago Sky.
Yes,
that is not a problem at all in my opinion. That's as a Sky fan, I'm mad at the team for not playing well, but they deserve to lose, and they did. So it is what it is. She got Jesus 87. All right, she got Jesus. Says agreed, Mama. I love that name. She got Jesus. Lejeune says, "Hey, Sky Mama, good to see you."
Hello.
FM says we love rants. We do. We love rants here. So Mama, if you ever want to go off and do your rant, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. So guys, we are about to get out of here. The game is over. The Chicago Sky has lost to the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever are now 2 of 8 on the season. So shout out to them for winning another game. Guys, the Indiana Fever have gone through the gauntlet in the last 3 weeks. They have gone through the absolute gauntlet, and they got a win on their way out of that gauntlet. They have not practiced in forever because they've been traveling to games and whatnot. They ended it with a win. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to be able to rest a little bit. They're going to be able to recoup, make some decisions about what they want to do going forward. But yeah, this Indiana Fever team does get the win. So yeah, they're 2 of 8 on the season. And guys, remember, there are 40 games this season. So they're a good portion of the way there.
Have they played the most games than anybody,
yes.
Any other team?
Yes.
Why did they
That's their schedule. That is their schedule.
I thought they used to kind of like at least keep in step for the most part.
They have played 10 games so far this season.
Wow. And
the Sky have only played 7.
Okay. They just a little bit ahead of everybody then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, not too.
I thought it was a little bit more. Okay.
But yeah, they've played a lot of games, a whole lot of games. Again, 2 of 8 for the Indiana Fever. They're in 11th place in the W. And you compare, those 10 games to 8 that most of these other teams have played. And in the Las Vegas Aces, they've only played 6 games so far. So there is a disparity in terms of players playing.
Okay.
I think we got a couple more super chats, and then I think we are going to be done.
Okay.
Let's see. JB, thank you so much for the super chat, and thanks for being an awesome mod. JB says Sky must look for the post. Part of Angel's struggles is not getting the ball as much as she should. Bad game, but we move. The media is making this loss more than it actually is. The Sky will be fine.
Yes,
I do think the Sky will be fine. Yeah,
they'll be fine.
Yeah, they will be fine. Bad game, something they absolutely need to learn from. Absolutely, and ensure that this doesn't happen again. But yeah, I think ultimately they'll be fine. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, that's kind of, by the media, I assume you mean like Twitter and like ESPN and whatnot. And I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, right? They're supposed to exaggerate. Well, that's not what they're supposed to do, but that's what they do. They exaggerate things. They build up hype to get you to pay attention to them. That's what they do,
Build up hype.
On here, we just kind of give it to you straight. But yeah, there's, it is what it is. Yes, the Sky will be fine, but this is a good win for the Indiana Fever. Both are true. Oh wait, already read that one. Booker B, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, don't mind him, Quita. He's in the comments saying Angel Reese is a bust, and all the and the Petty Sky are on Caitlin Clark charter flights.
What?
That's what some people say.
You know what? I'm so sick of hearing this about this charter flight thing. I'm sick of hearing about it. I understand that they originally got the first charter flight. This is not about one team. This is about 12 teams that all are going to have charter flights. So I wish people would stop that nonsense. Yes, they got the first one. How many weeks ago was that now? And we're still talking about it. Why? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. This is not because of Caitlin Clark that we got charter flights. They talked about charter flights last season.
And there were some charter flights last season, just wasn't for the whole season.
So I don't know what people need to stop this nonsense. Caitlin Clark is not the whole WNBA. Just like LeBron's not the whole NBA.
And that's on facts. That's on facts. Jesse says Mama Spicy.
Yeah. But I'm just sick of this one person thing.
Well, because I think people want an excuse to down the WNBA. That's what they want, because ultimately they don't want the WNBA to be successful. They don't like it, and so they want to find anything to down these ladies and whatnot. Yes, absolutely. Is Caitlin Clark the reason for some of the sellouts we've had this year, for the attendance being the way it is, for the ratings on TV? Absolutely. Yes, give her the flowers for that. But all of the WNBA is not her.
Right.
And she would be the first person to tell you this. Like, Caitlin does not want all of these people saying all this crazy stuff on her behalf. She doesn't want that.
But the WNBA existed before Caitlin came in.
Yeah.
So this is what people are still not getting. Before she came in, the WNBA existed and was doing well. Are they doing better? Yes, because she's gotten the attention of the media, and the media has blown some things out of proportion. There are all these rookies that came in. They all are good. She was number one. Yes, she is number one. Nobody's taking that from her. She deserved to be number one. Mm-hmm. She proved to be number one. That's fine. But when you put everything on one person's shoulder for a whole league,
that's not fair to her.
Not only that, it's going to cause disaster. Yeah. Because let's say if Caitlin got hurt, then you ain't got no league, right? That's what you all are saying. Or that's what people are saying. If Caitlin not in it, ain't no WNBA. Stop the lying. That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah. Y'all just heard another one of my rants.
Sorry, I'm saying sorry,
but you're right though. You're right though. You are absolutely right. Jesse says, "Can we get a good 5-minute rant on your channel for Mama?"
I'm not intended to do rants, but when we're talking about certain things, it gets under my skin a little bit, because I think people are not speaking truth. They're speaking what they want. Speak truth. You can't truth you can say every single day of the week. But when you make you fascinated about certain things just because of this, you like go up, down, up, down. That's the way you become. And poor Caitlin, she does not want the WNBA to be on her shoulder.
Yeah.
That's a big shoulder to carry.
She don't want it.
That's a lot of weight for such a small woman to have on her shoulder, mentally, emotionally. She doesn't want that. She got a whole team. What is it, 12 of them? She's not the Fever. Without her other teammates, they cannot win a game. That's not Caitlin. For the WNBA, for the Fever. Yes, the ratings are up because of her. She was the number one pick. That's why. That's the reason. And she's great. Nobody's taking that away from her. Come on now. I love Caitlin. We went to Iowa to see Caitlin because I wanted to see her.
We literally went to Iowa to see Caitlin Clark because we were so excited.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Now, I guarantee you, it'll be people who hear us talking, and they will say, they hate Caitlin Clark and blah, blah, blah.
They don't know the truth.
Guys, please. Caitlin, she is phenomenal.
Yes.
But no one player is a team.
Right.
It's the same thing when LeBron came to the NBA. It was all about LeBron. And LeBron, he was the king. He was fantastic, but he wasn't all the Cleveland Cavaliers. Mm-mm. Yes, they ran on, like, he was the engine that got them going, and when he left, the Cleveland sucked until he came back and whatnot. So I do kind of compare Caitlin to LeBron a little bit in terms of the way they're changing the game for the league. Right. LeBron changed the NBA. He did. Caitlin's changing the WNBA. That's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that. That is great. But at the same time, they are not the end all be all because you can't have a team with one player, right? Right. So absolutely, focus on her. She's great. But at the same time, it's not all on her shoulders. Mm-mm. She did not create the WNBA. No. She didn't. No. She's helping to bring us to a new heights, absolutely. But she's not the end all be all. She's not the sole reason why there are charter flights. There were charter flights for the last several years for the WNBA. I made a video about it. If you want to see it, go to my channel and you can watch it.
But a lot of people don't know that.
They don't know that. They don't, because they don't want to know that. They don't follow the WNBA. Right. Or if they do know that, they're like, oh, that's whatever, you know. But the WNBA, there were charter flights for the entire playoffs last year. There were charter flights for certain games, especially when a team was playing back to back. There were charter flights for that. So it wasn't a full season charter flights, but they did exist. And the year before, it existed for the finals. So it's not like she was drafted and immediately they were like,
oh, we're going to do charter flights. Yeah. That's what people think, though. That's what they think.
That they just thought of this grand idea.
Because some of it is the media pushing that, too.
Yeah.
They're pushing some of this nonsense. Speak truth, and you can speak it every day of the week.
Well, but truth doesn't give you views. It doesn't. If you it doesn't get you views and clicks, and that's what certain entities want. They want WNBA hates Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the only reason the WNBA is successful. They want all of that stuff because it leads to them getting clicks. That's what
right. But
if you go on YouTube right now, you see a whole bunch. You Google Caitlin Clark WNBA, you see a whole bunch of horrible videos right now because that's what people want. People want a reason to be like, Caitlin's amazing. Rest of the WNBA sucks. Like that's what people want.
The problem is this: when you don't speak truth and you elevate stuff to a certain level that it doesn't need to be, people only hear that version and they can't hear anything else. Whether it's in black and white and it's proven, they won't see it, they won't hear it. That's the problem with media in general. And I don't want to get into politics, y'all, but that's the wrong with the politics right now. So you can see something in black and white. You can go everywhere and pull the same thing that's black and white, legitimate sites, not these sites sometimes that people are making, legitimate sites that don't change because of people. You can see that and people still will not believe it. Oh no, that's not what such and such say. Wait a minute. What are the real facts? Mm-hmm. When Quita is looking at this, she's looking at the actual WNBA site to pull information from. She's not pulling it out of a hat. Because if you pull it out of a hat, then you can say anything you want to say, right?
And people believe it.
And people will believe it.
And they quote you.
And they'll quote you, say, Quita said. But Quita is consistent getting legitimate information. And I just, when it comes to the WNBA, we still in the early part of the season. So we got time to change this narrative. because we have a lot of stars across the 12 teams. We have a lot of stars. Even with the losing teams, they still have stars. So, we have to spread the wealth, as they say. Spread the wealth. Don't just talk about one player. Because we don't, like when she went out earlier today and we thought she twisted her ankle, that would be almost the worst thing for some people right now. If she twisted her ankle and she couldn't play for one game, it'd be like, oh, we not watching no game because Caitlin not playing. Wait a minute. Even the best of players sometimes get hurt. And yes, they're doing everything they can to get back to the game because people relying on them. Their team relying on them. The public relying on them. Everybody, again, all that weight on the shoulder. She's a rookie. And she'll probably be rookie of the year.
Absolutely, yeah.
So she got time. She got plenty of time.
She got plenty of time and plenty of talent.
Yes. So, that's the end of my rant. I'm sorry.
All right. JB, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, agreed, Mama Quita. Gotta stop with these takes to diminish the WNBA. Using Clark to do it too. It's sad. We have to do better. Downside of the WNBA growing. Yeah. I will say that I don't think it's a necessarily downside. I think it's it's not good, but it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to educate new fans. And guys, I will say, I don't want this to be a thing where legacy WNBA fans are feel threatened by this new group of fans that have come through, or being very annoyed and upset and
or turned off.
Yeah, or making the newer people feel like they don't belong in terms of being the fans of the WNBA. I think it's an opportunity for us to educate people, and that is as truly what I try to do on this channel. But I think it's a big tent. Everybody's welcome. But we're gonna make sure that you understand what's going on. We're gonna speak truth to you, and hope that you hear it. But I don't want this to be a thing that turns people off, legacy folks off from engaging with WNBA content, because I think yes, there are some people who are just trolls. And those people, there's nothing you can do with them. Right. But I do think that there are some people who believes all this other stuff that's not a troll. They just don't know. Right. And it's our opportunity to talk to them, to educate them about what's going on, and about the legacy and the history of the WNBA, and the fact that this wasn't just created. Yes, absolutely. The WNBA is a league that has yes, they financially, they haven't turned a profit yet. They will likely this season. I believe that. Yes, they are heavily backed by the NBA. Yes, absolutely. But they are a league that has been growing consistently. Last year was the best year ever for the WNBA. And Caitlin Clark wasn't in there. She didn't play last year. It's the best year ever in terms of money made, in terms of records, in terms of viewership, all this good stuff. So we've been growing for a while. So something to note, guys. Something to note. Carmela, thanks so much for the super chat. Says, Mama is speaking nothing but facts. A lot of people nowadays do not like facts, statistics, and the truth. It's triggering for them. That's funny. But I didn't want to miss this. We had an earlier super chat from Suede. Thank you so much, Suede. Says, just subscribed to say, as a man, love what you're doing and hope your page grows and the sport continues to grow and get better. Thank you so much, Suede, for the super chat, and thank you so much for being a new subscriber. Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to end the conversation, guys. Yes. Really do appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Guys, we love the game of women's basketball. It is a big tent. Everybody is welcome. And on this channel, maybe to a fault, I will humor the trolls. I will try to get people to understand the history, even if they, don't want to. But truly, we love the game of women's basketball. We love the WNBA. We want the WNBA to be successful, and we ultimately want you all to know what's happening in the WNBA, not what the mainstream media wants you to know. Not because all they talk about is like the main players, right? We want to talk about everybody, okay? We want to talk about everybody, and we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Thank you so much. Any last words, Mama?
Just thank you all for accepting me today.
Mama, they love you. Y'all, I asked Mama, what was that? Like a couple of days ago. I was like, can you do the stream with me, for the Sky? Cause she wasn't gonna do it. She's gonna watch it at home. But I was like, can you do the stream with me? I was like, the people want to see you again. People want to see and hear from you. And guys, if you all loved hearing what Mama had to say, please let her know in the comments, because the more y'all ask for her to come back, the more that she is willing to come back. Okay. So yeah, if y'all want to see more of Mama, make it known, and then I could tell her what y'all said, and then she could decide if she want to come back or not. Okay. All right. We appreciate y'all again, guys. The final score is 71 Indiana Fever, 70 Chicago Sky. Thank you all so much. William says we love Mama.
Thank you.
Says she's ethical and smart. All caps and smarts. Yes. Goodness rated Mama isn't mad. Goodness rated says Mama mad because this guy lost.
Oh, my goodness. Then you're not listening to what I just said.
She's not mad. Sure, we're disappointed in the Sky, but neither one of us are mad. Because at the end of the day, what are we mad for? This is basketball, guys. This is not.
This is entertainment.
Sports is supposed to be fun. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be entertaining. That's why I think gambling has ruined sports, because people, it's too many emotions in it. It's too many negative emotions. It's fine. This guy lost.
Sure, and we're okay with that. We know they're not going to win every game.
I would have loved for them to win.
We want them to win every game, but we know they're not going to win every game, and
it's fine.
And it's okay.
It's no one's living and dying.
So apparently you were not listening to what I was saying if you thought I was mad about it.
But anyway, guys, thank you for rocking with us. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.